Hey everybody, it's Stuart with Wine on the Dime, and today I'm reviewing the 2018 High Valley Vineyard Zinfandel. It's from Lake County, or the Lake County Appellation. I can't talk today. In California. It is 15.9% alcohol by volume because Zinfandel. And I can't remember how much I paid. I'll leave it in the video description if you even care. Let's get to the wine. First thing to note, the bottom of the cork is almost as dark as my soul. So it has that going for it. Now we can actually look at the color of the wine. In terms of color, I'm going to give you a medium ruby, no artifacts, no cloudiness. Right on the nose. So, one, I'm upfront impressed that the alcohol on the nose is a medium. Like it's you can tell there's alcohol there, but at 15.9%, it's hiding it very well. In terms of the overall nasal intensity, I'd say medium plus. So in terms of what I'm getting on the nose, first thing is I'm getting a red cherry. There's a little bit of a raspberry. It's like a touch of a cranberry. There's also a little bit of like a rosemary going on. There's a little bit of vanilla. There's a little bit of dark chocolate. I mean, there's just a lot of little things. Nothing is like super intense, like screaming out. I would say if I had to say something was more intense than anything else, it was just the overall combination of the red fruit. But overall, there's nothing that's really trying to like be the shining star of it. It's all kind of around the same type of intensity. However, though, I will say I've been nosing this for a few minutes now, trying to see if I'm getting anything else. I'm really not getting anything else other than the alcohol is starting to come out. So this goes from when you first open it, it presents as medium, and then after about 3 or 4 minutes, the alcohol starts releasing, and you really start getting it. Another thing I want to bring up before I go to the taste is there is as those red fruits are developing, there is a strawberry that comes out of it, but it's like a strawberry jam. It's a very jammy strawberry that develops. Anyway, how does it taste? Medium plus body, maybe medium plus tannins. I'm debating whether or not it's alcohol burn that's exaggerating the tannin, or if it's the tannins themselves. Let me take another sip and figure that out. It was the alcohol burn, so it's medium tannin. Alcohol is high. In terms of finish, the finish is a medium plus. So if you're someone like me who drinks their whiskey neat, this is actually a wine that you will understand the sensation. It has a high enough alcohol where it kind of gives you that mouth burn, that throat burn, that kind of fiery, that hot kind of retronasal / exhaling effect after you have a couple sips of it. So it's definitely reminiscent of a spirit in terms of that. But with that being said, it also has this nice element of kind of a fresh and jammy elements of the fruit. This really nice kind of semi-diverse but also well integrated and married secondary characteristics. So all of that's there. So if you're not someone who can deal with the alcohol, you might have a problem. If you're someone who the alcohol isn't a problem, or you're kind of interested in dealing past it, focus on the other elements because they're definitely there, and they add some good elements to this wine. And I will say the vanilla is present more on the palate than I thought it would be based upon the nose, but it is not out of place at all. There's also just a hint of like a black pepper note. So it makes me wonder if there is like a little bit of Syrah blended in with this a little bit, maybe, to kind of add a little bit of a deeper quality to it, because it definitely feels like it has a little bit more darkness. It has a little bit more darkness, and that's kind of where the Syrah will help with that. Anyway, with all that being said, how does it rate? We don't know until we get to the blick. So in terms of balance, this is a little bit difficult because I understand there's a lot of California Zin, and I also understand that those are powerful and they're high alcohol, and that's kind of where they're at. But I also think that everything is really working out on this wine except for the amount of alcohol. But you're a Zin. I kind of expect that. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a full point. I'll give you a full point here. In terms of length, medium plus finish, half a point. Intensity, medium on the nose, medium plus on the palate for the fresh fruit, medium on the palate for the secondary and all the other characteristics, high alcohol, but like I said, I kind of expected that. We already talked about imbalance. I'm going to give you half a point here. And in terms of complexity, definitive primary, definitive secondary. I'm not really getting much tertiary. There is that little bit of that jamminess, but it's really only one element that kind of contributes to that. Everything else is fresh. So I'm still going to give you half a point. So in the end, that's 2.5 points. I'm actually going to lean towards very good on this one. And the reason why is because of the fact that the alcohol is present. It's not overpowering, at least for someone like me. The tannins are present. They're not overpowering. This is if you wanted to have a Zinfandel that has a good representation of the grapes and is not just like a super tannic bomb or ultra jammy, this is not a bad one to have. Now, with that being said, I don't know if it's going to last forever, mostly because in terms of the acid's probably where it needs to be right now, maybe within this time at the moment and the next few years to be a drink now wine. So this is one of those where if you pick it up, grab the 2018. If you're watching this when I release it tomorrow, or you are in 2024 to maybe 2025, you're probably in a good range for it. After that, it's gonna start being on the decline. So definitely make sure you take that bottle out, or at least the 2018 out, and you put it down, like down your gullet, because it's very good. Anyway, this is Mr. Stewart with Wine on the Dime. If you like today's video, please like, subscribe, and comment. Have you had the 2018 High Valley Vineyard Zinfandel? I'd be interested to know if you have. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you all again soon with another review from Wine on the Dime.